All right, fantastic. Well, I want to welcome everybody to this office hours. We're going to be doing pretty much all question and answers. I have some questions queued up here that we'll get into. I do want to make a, let me see. Hold on one thing. I want to make a special announcement. All right. Next week, if you guys are gonna want to be on my office hours next week, because I'm gonna have a friend of mine on. And when I was first starting, just like kind of like where you guys are at, I was just starting getting clients. I kind of had a choice to make whether I was gonna make a run of this or not. And he really helped me out to get my first sales. He's really good at belly to belly sales or closing deals, getting sales with the Chamber of Commerce. He's been doing this a long time. So if you guys have any questions about making sales, if you haven't made your first sale yet, if you're nervous to get out there and talk to people, he's got great ways to just get rid of that nervousness right away. So he's going to be on next week. I'm going to post this in the Facebook group, but I want you to keep that in mind for my office hours next week. All right, so let's go on to the first question here. So Jeff P asks, he says, first, thanks for imparting your years of experience and knowledge. No problem. With IFTTT, when you set up a recipe, if you're running it through an account that has had all the profiles set up correctly, where they're humanized, do you include links in the posts, videos that create a trigger back to your money site? Usually it depends, right? With IFTT, I do have, we try to make all our profiles humanized, especially the first tier ones. So, depending on what I'm using it for, sometimes we'll link back to a money site. More likely than not, what we're going to do is link to like a YouTube video that's going to link to our money site, or I may link to a Web 2.0 property that is, has unique content on it, that has is really set up nice, has unique images, and then that'll link back to my money site. So I don't generally run IFTT to my money site. Okay, Jacqueline, I've been listening and watching your videos on the above. I did not join the director's cut until this week. Are the ones you have done already going to be available so that I can listen to them? All right, so yeah, all the webinars are recorded, and all the videos I've done for director's cut should be in there. I do have other videos that I've done in NHB, and if you have the full NHB course or breakthrough or Project X or Project J, all my videos will be in there. Okay, she says, I have an energy healing technique which I wish to put on ClickBank and just need to study a bit more on OMG site. Then we'll realize how many videos. Okay, yeah. I mean, I'm not really the one to ask about ClickBank products, making them. I do know Travis Sago, who's going to be coming in the next month. That's what he does. He creates affiliate products on ClickBank. So he can definitely help you with that when he comes aboard. I believe that's going to be next month. All right. Okay, let me get to another question here. Ganesh. It says, thanks for the YouTube ranking module using IFTT. I created a recipe. Trigger is watch my YouTube video. And it will create a WP content in my WordPress site. I saw that in my WP site. The link to my YouTube video is not the YouTube URL, but it's okay. All right. So he's asking, when you create a recipe and IFTT post to your WordPress or Blogger, whatever link that is in your content, they change it to this. It's a short code, right? Or their own link. So that's just a 301 redirect. It's fine. It's not a problem. It's basically just it's a It's just it's like a link shortener. It's like what do you call it? Not like a pretty link, or it's something that's going to actually give you extra juice. The guys in Network Empire talk about it. It's the same way if you use some other auto posting stuff. They usually put these short links in there. So it's nothing to worry about. Let me do this. I want to not get too far. I'm going to check on some of these questions here. So what we're going to do is okay, so I figured out how to do the print screen. So I'm going to do that right now. So let's see. Okay. Let's see how this works. There we go. All right, so Ted asks, hey Joe, question about citations. If a client's business address is 10 miles outside a major metropolitan city in all his citations, is it possible to ever rank in the 7-pack for the major city? Well, the question, Ted, is the city, so say if it's San Diego, right? Is the city name San Diego, or is it like a different city name? So, for example, North County, San Diego, you'd have Vista, Oceanside. Okay, so in that case, if the actual city name where his business address is something else, then it's going to be harder for him to rank inside the metropolitan city area, especially if it's a competitive niche. But if it's the same, right, say it's San Diego and his address is still San Diego, but he's just not in the city center, you should be able to get in the 7-pack. You just want to make sure that you put that you service people in their, if he's a service business, you want to put service, certain area, and then you put in your radius. So let me ask you, does that answer your question, Ted? You could put in a question box here. I got it on my other screen. But just let me know if that answered what you were asking. Yes, thank you. You got it. Okay. Cool. Tom Jane says, Brian. And then David says, what's his name? Well, we'll see who the name of the guy is, my special guest. Okay, here's a long one by Spencer. He says, I've registered a domain, treat for disease name in countryname.com, and targeting the keyword treatment for disease. Okay, so like treatment for cancer in the United States or treatment for eczema in Australia. Okay. I'm hoping to create directories and subdirectories for states and cities in the format of treat for disease, state, city, with hopes to target the keywords treatment for disease name and state and treatment for disease name and city. My question is, how do I avoid being hit by EMD for the main domain because I'm targeting the exact domain match keyword? I'm hoping to use Network Empire Silo Builder plugin as well and use Director's Cut skin as the same skin used by Cotton and others. Okay, yeah, that skin is really good, and I know they have it. I think they have the silo in there, and it's all marked up already. So is it true that all content will be on pages? Is that the right way to go? Does repeating the same content all the pages with name, address, phone number? All right, kind of cut off there. Phone number. All right, so basically it seems like what you're trying to do is all right, so it seems like what you're trying to do is create a site that you can rank in multiple cities, right? But you don't want to, and you're wondering if you can do duplicate content. Right now, the basic belief going is that duplicate content on like business sites or local sites is not a problem if you're doing like multiple cities. So say if you have a site and you have San Diego, New York, San Francisco, it can all be the same content. If it's on the same site, you just have different pages for different cities. I've seen this true for a lot of things, like for franchises. I look at franchise sites a lot, especially if you're doing lead gen on multi-city sites. You'll see franchises rank really well because they have a lot of domain authority, and a lot of times the content on the pages is pretty much the same, for each city. That being said, when I build out my sites, I try to use unique content for each city, just because I don't know, if that's ever going to change in the future. As far as doing like a city in a separate subdirectory, and if you guys don't know what he's talking about, a subdirectory is basically, you could have a WordPress, so I could have joemarfoglio.com, and that could be one theme, right? So say that's the theme is my site, one WordPress install. Then I could create a subdirectory and put, joemarfoglio. Mentor program. Slash joemarfoglio.com/mentor program, and then that would be a separate WordPress install. So I can put a separate theme on there and everything. So it's actually, you're just installing multiple themes, on this one search string. It's just like kind of using a subdomain. So you can do that for your cities if you want. I think it's a lot of extra work. The way I build things like this out is I build out the main domain. So it would be, eczema treatments for eczema in Australia, and then I would have a page, and the page name would be here. Let me pull something up here. Let's do this. Okay, so we'll just put treatment for here in whatever, in America, Australia, right? So what I would do is I would just create another page that would be say New York, right? So I wouldn't create another subdomain. I wouldn't create a whole nother necessarily another directory. I would just create a page for New York, and I'd put some content on there, like a maybe I'd put 300 to 400 words. You could use duplicate content there if you want, and then I would just create one for each city. If you do it this way, okay, you're not going to be over optimized, because you're not putting the disease again here. You're not putting any of this. You already have that in your URL, so you should be fine. So now you're just adding New York to it, and then that that's what I would do. So does that answer your question? Let's see, Spencer. Hopefully that kind of answers the question you got there. Let's do this. I'm going to take another screenshot. All right, let's go. And Spencer, if you have a microphone, I could pull you on too, because that was a pretty long question. So hopefully I got the gist of what you're asking. Okay, so we're gonna do print screen. But if I didn't, then just let me know, and we'll bring you on. Okay, let's paste. Okay. Hey Joe, it's Chris. Sent you an email regarding creating business review channels. I will put the summaries question. Oh yeah, okay, Chris, I have that. I have your question in the. I have your question in the slides. So we'll get to that in a second. Gordon Chow, can you mask your keywords on your YouTube? For example, of accessing someone's keywords on Chrome. Is there a way to mask the keywords? I don't know. You're talking about the tags. So, you can find someone's tags on Chrome or are basically on any browser by going to the source code and just searching keyword. I don't know of any way to mask that, Gordon. Kathy, is your YouTube heisting video available? Where might it be posted? Kathy, where that I know the YouTube heisting we kind of changed it around a little bit because I'm working with Cotton on it now, so we should have something out on that shortly. All right, so let me get back to here now. Since I have Chris on, we'll bring him. All right, Spencer has a mic. All right, Spencer, I'm going to bring you on. Let's see how this works. Hopefully, let me just stick my earphones on so we don't get an echo. Second. All right, let me just find Spencer on here, and we'll bring him on. Spencer Jones. All right. Okay, Spencer, are you there? I got your mic unmuted.
Yeah. Hello. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, Spencer.
Hello.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah. Yes.
So,
Thank you, Joe.
all right, go ahead. So, did that answer your question? And if not, what other questions do you have?
Yeah, I have multiple questions. Uh, so my next question is all the content in pages or is it posts?
So what I do, and there's different ways to build out any of these sites. So I'm just telling you what I do for my lead generation sites. And you could pose this question too on a webinar with Network Empire. They may have a different answer, but for me, I create pages. So say if it's a site where I'm a plumber and I want to be in multiple cities, it would be, Superior Plumbing / San Diego, and that San Diego would be a page. And if I was going to silo it, under that San Diego page, I would have sub pages. What?
Okay.
All right. Does that make sense?
So yeah. And how do I avoid the duplicate content penalty?
So I don't, for me, I don't really know a lot about the duplicate content, meaning that I don't worry about it so much. I do for my pages. I create unique content. Let me just. I create a lot of unique content. So, like for each of my city pages, I create unique content, and then the sub pages are unique content. But there's a lot of people that they just create. They just use the same content. Like I know Cotton, he just uses the same content for each city that he ranks for if it's on the same website. So does Jimmy. So I mean, you can also do that, and I don't believe you will get a penalty.
Okay. And what technique do you suggest to rank these pages?
I would say if you're going to rank those pages, I would silo them, and then I would do the domain authority stacking to each of those pages.
Okay. And if I go with this technique, how easily can I expect to rank, especially because the city and state keywords are no competition, I think. So
Uh,
how fast can I expect to see rankings?
I mean that part is hard to tell. You know, with when can you see rankings? It's all going to depend on the authority of your site. Like I said, it depends on the keywords. What I would do is, you know, while I'm building my site, I would produce some videos, and I would just first, you know, I would make videos for each city. So that's going to start ranking pretty quick. That'll start bringing you in traffic, and it'll start giving you authority to your site. And then as you build your site out and as you build the authority, it's going to get easier and easier to rank. Meaning the first few cities may take a month, maybe even 2 months. But as you're building up that authority, then as you start adding more cities, they'll start ranking faster and faster. But timelines, you know, I don't know.
Okay, do you suggest that all these videos are in one YouTube channel or in different channels? Because we are targeting lots of cities and states.
So it depends on if the YouTube videos you're going to do are unique, or you know, you're going to be repurposing the same videos. So what I do for my lead gen sites is each city has its own YouTube channel. It has its own Google business page, you know, but they're all under the main account. Okay, so say my account is, you know, Charlie Jones, right? That's what the account is. But I'll have separate YouTube channels under Charlie Jones for each city, you know, and this is because I want to build my brand. Charlie Jones is the owner of the brand, the owner of the company, and he has different branches around the U.S. So it makes sense that he would keep all his YouTube videos, you know, under that one name, but have them in different channels. And I do that because a lot of the videos, when I create the videos, I change them a little bit, but not a whole lot. So I don't want to stack them all on the same channel and then get flagged. If that makes sense.
Yeah. And do we have to create social properties for all? Yes, when you say talk about the dash stack and the social exclusion, we have to create social accounts, right?
Yeah. Well,
For each city.
yeah. I mean, it depends. Social explosion. You know, you don't have to create accounts to use that, but like what I do is, so if again back to lead gen, is each city would have its own Facebook page, its own Twitter page. They have their own local directories, and all those pages and social sites all link to that specific page. So what I'm doing is I'm building each city. I'm sending all that authority to each of the city pages, which is and then transferring it to the main domain. Um, so I mean that's what I'm doing. But for like the domain stacking questions, if you know if you could ask those guys when on their webinar, they could probably give you a more in-depth answer.
Yeah, thank you, Joe.
Hey, thanks for.
So I'm going after this method.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thanks for coming on, Spencer. Glad to see you here. Seen you here the past couple of weeks. So
Thank you.
keep the questions coming. Thanks. All right. So let's see. We're gonna let me do this. I'm gonna take one more screenshot of these questions. So if you guys have any questions, just type them in now, and I'm gonna take a screenshot. I got a few. Okay. Let's see here. And then Chris Palizari. Probably really messed that up. Chris, do you have a microphone? because Chris has a question here he sent me. I think so. All right. Well, see if you got one, and then I'll bring you on, and we'll go over, because he had a really good question. That if you don't, then I'll just go over it. All right. So let's see here. Okay. Is your YouTube heisting? Okay. Gordon Chow already answered that. YouTube only allows us to use one number to verify for a certain amount of channels. Each time when you create a channel and want to verify it, yeah, that's true. So for each channel you create, you got to verify it with a new number. Yeah, I do a lot of stuff. I use, everyone's phone I can get my hands on. Sometimes I'll call people and say, hey, you're going to be getting a text. Just let me know what the number is. I also use my tracking numbers. So, I'll use a Twilio number that's attached to analytic call tracking or some kind of tracking software. And, I'll verify with those sometimes. But when I verify with my tracking numbers, I always do a voice. I don't do a text verification, because the text verifications don't always go through. So, I mean, that's how I get them verified. Okay, Gordon Chow. Joe, are you aware of any affiliate training by Alex Gould, and can you comment on his success? I don't know any affiliate training by him. Sorry, Gordon. All right, so let's do this. Okay, Chris, I'm going to bring you on. I'm going to unmute you. Let's see how this goes. Let me ask you, do you guys like this when I bringing people on? Is that helping out? Yes. Good. All right, so we'll keep doing it. So let's. All right, let me bring on. 1 second. All right, Chris, I'm going to try to find you here. All right. Hey, Chris, are you there?
Hello?
Yes.
Yes, I am. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
I'm a girl, I'm not a guy.
Sorry, Chris.
It's Pelizzeri.
Pelizzeri.
It's Italian.
I know, I should know that with a name like Marfolio. So, all right, Chris. Well, good to have you.
Thanks for having me on.
Yes. Okay, so let's get to it. So what is your question?
Okay, so I had the idea of creating review channels on YouTube. So if you were going to target one industry or niche in your country, how could let's say these people could be individuals, could be small businesses or, medium businesses, not really national businesses, but maybe someone who is, like a fitness professional. I know a lot of people that do fitness and they want to try and get a profile in the industry. But let's say it could be, even a chef who wants to try and be recognised as, sort of this go-to chef. It could be anything. Anyone who's trying to be somebody in their niche. So I thought of doing a channel and where you can create their social profiles for them, create a review of them or a bio or a profile where you rank it with their name plus profile or review or bio.
Right.
Just sort of thinking of that idea, sort of reputation management and ranking, so you're sort of doing that in the one thing.
Yeah, right. So you want to create kind of like a directory, kind of like a Yelp, but you want it for a specific niche and where people can, and they can. So like for the chefs, you'd have all the chefs on your one site, and all their reviews would be on there, pictures and everything else. Is that
Yeah,
correct?
or even just a video about them. Like, for instance, if you were going to do like say someone in fitness, obviously they've got all their shots, their studio shots. They may even have, you know, like videos of them doing this or doing that, you know, training a client or whatever. And so you could put that all into a video. Maybe they don't want a website, so maybe they just want their socials created and sort of get some reputation online.
I mean, you could do that. You could create a site, like a fitness site, or call it whatever you want, and then you could give each person a page, and then rent them out the page, and
Yeah.
and then rank that
Yeah.
page probably very easily for their name. You know.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like Angela, I think it's Langlot, she said she did the real estate person, and she just put review, the name review, and got it. So you're actually getting immediate results for them. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So I'm just thinking, like, and then I didn't know that you had to have a different phone number for each channel. So that just clarified that for me. I didn't realise that.
Well, if you were doing something like that, well, I guess it would depend. If you're going to create, you know, a channel for each of them and all their own social profiles, but if you had a website and it was, you know, fitness today or, you know, whatever it was, and part of your website was you had profiles of all the fitness instructors, and you gave them each a page, and you made them each a video, their own video. You know, you could put all that on one YouTube channel. You know, and then
That's what I'm thinking. One channel. So yeah.
and then you know what you could even do is you can do interviews. Interviews are really powerful because it's a third person talking to them. So I do that a lot with my clients, and I'm going to actually have a module on it is where, you know, you set up an interviewer, and you can conduct the interview, or you can have someone conduct the interview. And when people hear the interview, you know, like they type in their name and they see this interview online, they don't know if that interview is being done by a radio station, by a TV station, by a newspaper, or just by somebody on YouTube. But it lets the person explain who they are, what they're doing, what makes them unique, and you can ask the questions to dig it out of them, and you can edit it down. And a lot of times it's a great way for them to get their point across. You know, and sometimes I charge, you know, a good amount of money. I'll charge $1,000, $2,000 for an interview that costs me. My interview guy charges me like $50 or $75.
Yeah, wow.
So, you know, there's a
Well, I mean, this could be a lot of industry.
yeah. I mean, it could be good for a lot of exactly. I mean, you could make a site like that could be worth a lot of money if you do it correctly. You know.
Yeah.
So no, I think it's a good
Okay.
idea.
Yeah, thanks. I know a lot of people that do that, so I've got the contacts to sort of, you know where to go to see if people are interested or not. So
Yeah, I mean, I'd put something up, and I would just get, even if you got a couple of people on board, and see what they thought, you know, or even if you even charged, you know, less for your first person, just to show it as an example, you know, and then
yeah,
if people think they're missing out on something, they're gonna want it, and you know, and it's like something that you can do, and make, you know, not even charge a ton of money per person, and still make a lot of money in the end with very little work.
yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
Even things like actors and, you know, writers, anyone who's trying to get a profile, I think it's a good idea.
Yeah, no, I think it is too. And hey, if anyone has any ideas too, they could put in a chat box while we're talking. So, but yeah, Chris, was there any other questions you had? Did that kind of answer it for you?
No, that's all I had, and that answered it for sure.
All right, good. You had another one. I thought you had another question. That was the only one.
Yeah, no.
Okay.
I just reworded that one.
Okay.
Because of my idea, I got it more,
Uh,
summarized.
yeah. So that's perfect. So all right, fantastic. And then two, you never know is if you get a chef or someone, and you sell them a page on your website, or you get an interview with them and you rank that review, they may want to hire you to do their their own website and other stuff too. You never know where that stuff could lead.
Where it could lead to.
Yeah. So, all right. Well, thanks for coming on, Chris.
Thank you.
Palazzari.
Bye.
Is that how you say it? Palazzari?
Pelletieri.
Palazzari.
Yeah, that's it, pretty much.
All right. All right. All right. Thanks for coming on. All right. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
All right. So, there we go. All right. So, let's get back to it. I had a couple more questions came in. All right, let's do one more screenshot right here. Okay, Brian Williams, do your videos go over the basic setup for a ClickBank affiliate website? How many pages, how many posts, or content in general? Right now, the videos I have in there are on mostly videos, and I am going to create another series here to show you how to create a landing page and to capture leads and everything else. But right now, it's mostly showing you how to find a ClickBank product and then ranking videos. So, all right, so let's go on. And Nathan and Brian, I know there's a couple of Brian Williams in the group. Which Brian Williams is this? Is this the Brian Williams from Las Vegas or no? Just put it in the box there, because I could bring you online too if you want. I mean live. So Nathan asks, Northern Cal, okay. I could still bring you on too if you want. Let me know. I know we can go over the websites for affiliates a little more. Okay, so Nathan asks, PBNs. I have 5 different PBNs, and from what I've gathered so far, it seems like it's okay to be using every single one to rank my money site, clients, and citation social accounts. Is that true, or would that cause a huge footprint? Using Spider Spanker and each PBN, wouldn't that also be a footprint that Google could see? Okay, so it depends. All right, so if I have 5 PBNs, I mean, you have to have it look natural, right? You don't want to leave a footprint, and you don't want to, if you have 5 PBNs and they're all linking to your money site, and they're all linking to your Facebook page, and they're all linking to your YouTube page, it might send up a red flag. It might not. The way I do it is I'll send a link. Use one of my PBNs. It'll link out to my money site, but all the PBNs that link to my money site are themed. So say if my client is a plumber, all my PBN sites that link to his site are going to either be on plumbing, be on construction, be on remodeling, redesigning your home, something like that. And so I might one site might link out to just his money site. Another site might link to his money site and his Yelp page. Another PBN might just link out to his YouTube channel, something like that. I really try to mix it up as much as possible. Spider Spanker leaving a footprint, I don't know. I use Spider Spanker on all my PBNs, but I don't really have an issue with that too much. Adrian Cooper, thank you, Joe, for all the videos set up. We have been through it and learned a lot. We're getting to rank videos we set up. What is the fastest, best practice at the moment to rank videos? Are there better 5 gigs to use, and how? There are Fiverr gigs to use. I did that training on Fiverr because I just want to give everybody an option. I don't personally really use Fiverr anymore. To be honest, for ranking videos, you know, if you get the on page right, if you run them through a YouTube live, I personally use Money Robot, and you know that's kind of what I do, and they kind of rank. The other thing you can do is using IFTTT. You know, I have a module on that. I know Cotton had somebody on one of his office hours that really knows it really, really well. So he has a module on that goes even into in depth even more. So I mean, I would use that. I would use if then that then this, and or Money Robot to do it. So there, and I know I'll look for some Fiverr gigs if I have time, and try to put them in the box. But if you're looking for a Fiverr gig, what you want to try to do is get some manual social bookmarks. Okay, you don't want like thousands of them. You want manually created, so 50 or 100. You also want to get your video embedded wherever you can. A lot of times I'll look up stuff like magic submitter campaigns, right? So someone could run a magic submitter campaign, and you know they can embed your video. And then I'll try to look for someone who's giving second tier links, so I can link my links that I created, like my embedded video. So say someone embeds 30 my video on 30 Web 2.0 properties, then I would take those links from those 30 Web 2.0 properties, I give them to another guy who then in turn he would run like GSA to those links. You know, so it would power up those links. And there's also multi-tier gigs you can get too. All right, so that's okay. That's that. Let's take another screenshot here. Okay, we're getting quite a bit of questions coming in. Okay, let's see. Okay, so Tom James is telling Gordon that Alex Good did a webinar in August 2014. If I have asked if anyone knows how to access archive replays of OMG webinars in Facebook group, as well as an email to Mike Long. Feel agreed to hit me up on Facebook. Okay, I can also ask Mike too about that, or I can ask David about that too. So I'll see. I'm not aware of that webinar. So Carrie H asks if a client doesn't want your lead gen service anymore. If I have to get a new client for the lead gen site, but have the citations using existing client's branded name, can I change the citation name, address, and phone number and still keep the rankings? And how about the branded anchor text on links that goes to the site? Do I take these off and replace them? Waste of time. Good webinar. Thanks, Carrie. All right, well, Carrie, if you're doing lead gen, you should be branding your lead gen site to your own brand. I never brand a lead gen site to a client because exactly the problem that you're stating right here is it's not my asset anymore. It's a shared asset because I'm ranking it, but it's his name. So if he doesn't want the leads anymore, can you send those leads to someone else? Sure, you can. But they're going to be looking for him because you branded it to his name. So I just create like a really generic name like Superior Plumbing, right? It's like, and then wherever I send the leads to, he says, hey, they're going to be asking for Superior Plumbing. You know, that's our, you know, that's the name of the site or whatever. And, you know, they understand that if someone's asking for Superior Plumbing, that's them. Okay, that's the lead. So, That's really what I do. I really try to avoid that. Now, can you change it all around? Sure. I mean, you could change it. It's going to be, a pain. You're going to have to probably change it if you lose the client. You might lose some ranking, but you don't really have a choice, and you'll be able to get it back pretty quick. I wouldn't worry about the branded anchor text. I would just create new ones, a new set of just new anchor text with your new brand. Okay, so Yasmin, why is it that some pages are ranked for hard keywords with no content online? Man, I don't know. The only thing I could say about that is that it's the authority of the site. The more authority and trusted your site is, it's easier to rank. Sometimes pages get ranked and they're there for a while and they fall. I don't know. I wish I knew exactly the answer to that. Gordon, there was a great program designed around local interviews with Google Hangout. Yeah. Okay. Well, that's good. I don't know what program there is, but no, I mean, interviews are great. I love them. So, and if anybody wants access to my interview guy, let me know, because I'll give it to him. He's super good. So Jeff Petard, regarding Chris's question, she said that a separate phone number was needed for each channel, but maybe explain how you can create multiple channels on each account, just like Facebook and Google+. Yeah, you could create different channels very easily. You just go in and say create new channel, and you'll create another channel. But if you want to get that channel verified, you're going to have to use a phone number. Meaning, if you want to use Google Hangouts, if you want to put a link inside the video, use any of the special features, you're going to need to have phone verified. But you don't need to be phone verified to just use the channel or to simply upload a video. Yasmin, for Google 7-Pack, should I send PBN anchor text links to a page that I want a specific keyword to rank? Should I send PBN anchor text to... I mean, I don't quite understand what you're asking. PBN anchor text to a page on your website, or you're saying to a citation page? What page do you want to send the link to? Ted, Joe, what are the main tasks you use people per hour for? I just created a bunch of videos that are going to be coming out here shortly. On training, I did it. There's about a lot of videos coming out, and some of them are going to cover people per hour. I think it's going to be about 20 videos, but I use people per hour mostly for video creation, and I have a lot of outsourcers, so I don't really need to use that anymore. But that's that's my go-to place if I need. Mainly, I use it for videos, but you can use it for pretty much anything you want. All right, let's see if we can just get this last set of questions in here. All right, here. Paint. There we go. All right, Brian Williams says he's from Northern Cal. Yep, that'll work. Okay, fantastic. JD has left the building. Let's see, what was his question? Do you have a basic video script that you found to convert best for, say, promoting a local business? I don't usually use scripts. It's really going to depend on the business, what type of business it is. What I like to do with any video or any website is I like to answer what's on people's minds or whatever objections people have. I want to talk about that right away. So there's a thing it's called frequently asked questions, right? Those are the questions everybody asks, like how much is it to unclog a drain, or right? But there's the should ask questions. There's the questions that your business owner knows that no one else knows about the business. That when people are calling up to find a plumber, to find an electrician, to find a dentist, the questions that they should be asking but they never think to ask. So if you can get those questions out of him and ask and answer those questions on a video, it positions him as an expert. That's what I really like to do with my videos. Ken Smith. I have an old YouTube video where I mention my affiliate link at the end of the video, but the link is no longer a valid link. Is there a way for me to re-upload the video and keep the same YouTube URL and status? Unfortunately, there is not. Once you re-upload, you get another URL. What you could do is you could put in an annotation that says that link is no longer valid, go to this website. And you could also put your new link in the description. The other thing you can do is if your YouTube channel is verified, and you could associate your website with that YouTube channel, and that annotation can actually link out to your website. So in the annotation, you could say, click here to go to the website, and kind of put that annotation over the URL in the website. And then if you have your new URL in the description, that may solve the problem. Okay, Andy Heaps. Hi, Brian. I have a potential client who had a meeting yesterday, who I had a meeting with yesterday, as well as ranking their cooking class website. They want to have their videos ranked. I've offered to rank 5 videos to start with as part of the package. Which training video of yours would be best to use? Okay, so Andy, you looking to rank their videos for them? I would go through, if you're looking to rank 5 of their videos for them, are they, first let me ask you, are they paying you to rank their videos for them? How competitive is the niche? Then what I would do is I'd watch the training I have on creating a YouTube channel, uploading the video, and doing all the on-page stuff for your videos. And then I have some videos on linking, and I know that Network Empire, they talk a little bit about video ranking, and one great thing you can do for video ranking, this is something I didn't show in the videos, but I do. I use Social Explosion, and I get the RSS feed for the YouTube channel that I'm using, and I run that RSS feed through Social Explosion. And man, that gives your videos a boost right there. So like if you just got all your on-page stuff right, and you ran your RSS feed through Social Explosion, that might be all you need. Then maybe you do some IFTT recipes, and then you could also do some Money Robot if you have it. And Chris says she has Money Robot, and it's great. Whoops, let me shut that off. All right. So Andy Heap says follow. Okay. Corey, I bought weed. What? Corey, you bought weed? Weedmaps.org. The only remaining domain, weed/maps.com, did not purchase. Being that I'm from Alaska and that weed has been voted to be legal, I thought adding a site to compete with Weed Maps would be worth some money since they just purchased marijuana.com for $4 million. Wow. Do you think competing with them would be worthwhile? Thanks for letting me in the program. Well, hey, Corey, thanks for being in the program. I don't know. I don't know much about the weed business. They could, if they have the name weedmaps.com trademarked, They could probably try and sue you, I think, but I'm not a lawyer. I don't know. I've heard that happen to people before. If you want to sell weed in Alaska, then I'd say go for it. I don't really know what weedmaps.org. I guess I'm imagining that's where people could find out where to buy weed. The only thing I'd be careful of is you could set that whole thing up, and then they could have that name trademarked, and they can go after you, I'd imagine. Jeff Petard. All of Mike's accelerated Webbies are in the members area on Mike's page. So those of you guys looking for that webinar, Jeff says they're under Mike's page. Okay. All right. So let me take another screenshot here. Okay, let's see. All right, let's I'm just trying to figure out where I'm at here. Okay, here we are. Okay. All right, I think we're getting through these pretty good. Carrie said I answered her. Thanks, Gordon. Thanks, Jeff, says Chris. Okay. All right, so here we go. Okay, print screen. All right, I'm getting a little faster at this, I think. Okay. So Spencer wanted to clarify something. Wanted to clarify one more thing. What I understand is that for avoiding duplicate content, you have to turn your site into a citation. Is there any specific code or format I need to add for that, or does simply adding name, address, phone number in any format will do? Is there anything else I need for this? Thanks. Spencer, I'm not really 100% an expert on the duplicate content because I don't really mess with that too much. But I know that Jimmy Kelly is. I mean, he does this. He knows a lot about it. So I'm going to defer that to him. You can give them that question. They'll answer it on their webinar. So even if you can't attend, you can go back and listen, and they would have answered it. I'd say, you can say this question is for Jimmy and ask him that, and I think he'd give you a good answer on that. Andy Heaps, I would like to get access to your interview guy. Thanks. No problem. Please let us know how to get your interview guy. I'd love to. Okay, everyone wants my interview guy. Would be great. Okay. Let me, you know what? Let's see if I can get him. All right. Okay, and then what I'm going to be doing, I'm going to get the best email for him. I'm Skyping him right now. I'm actually doing an interview with him tomorrow that we're going to be posting, and I think Mike's going to do an interview with him too, that we're going to be posting in the director's cut and everything. So you guys will see how I use him. All right, just hit him up with a Skype. He's going to give me his best email. If he doesn't get back to me, I'll have to look it up. I just don't want to log into my account right now. All right. Adrian Cooper, with the YouTube vids we had already set up, we did not name the videos the keywords. So worth taking them down, renaming, and putting them up again. You're talking about the file names, Adrian. I mean, if they're up already and they're ranking, yes. Okay, if they're up already, they're ranking, I'd say leave them. I mean, that's just one of the signals, right? That's just one of the, it's like just a point in your favor. If you didn't do it, it doesn't mean it's not going to rank. I mean, if you uploaded it as a YouTube live video, it doesn't matter anyway because you're streaming it. You're not actually uploading the file, but I wouldn't sweat it too much, unless if you just uploaded it today, then yeah, you could probably take it down and re-upload it. But if it's up there already, I would just leave it. George, you're welcome for making the questions readable. Okay. Chris Adams. This is all great information. It's just a little overwhelming at times. Are there PDF files or mind maps for all this info so I can do a step-by-step project? Chris Adams, man, I don't have PDFs. I do have a mind map that I gotta get to David again, I guess. I'm gonna get. I'll make sure I get it to him so he can post it. But I don't have any at this time. Chris Adams, I know there are more videos in the members section, but I would love to have something to check off each step, etc. Yeah, so I think, Chris, you're looking for more over-the-shoulder stuff. I think, and I was like, some of my videos on ClickBank I'm showing you guys how to use it, what I do, how to think about it. I do have some over-the-shoulder stuff coming. That's all I could say. It's going to be a really nice series. I think that a lot of you guys are going to really, really like. So, that's coming. So let's. You know what? I can stretch this thing out even more, I think. Okay. Okay, so here, this is gonna be this print screen I got here, and that should catch us up on a lot of these questions. Okay, so members of okay, here we go. Okay, Weeb Maps has a huge brand name, and I will personally avoid using that domain because of possible. Nathan says he would avoid. Yeah, that's what I was saying too. Is I wouldn't really use their name. I'd avoid it because if they trademarked it, they're not gonna want you. That's the whole reason why they trademark stuff is they don't want people kind of jacking their name. Nathan says he's in the weed business. All right, and have a product called Magar, and we have a lawsuit against someone using. All right, so you want to be real careful, especially in that weed business. I'd be pretty careful. So Gordon Chow would like to have access to your interview questions. Really happy and pleased to be here. Good, Gordon, glad to have you. Yeah, some really good questions, and appreciate your expert advice. Looking forward to your upcoming videos. Fantastic. Gordon, the interview questions, I guess, for me, I just kind of feel out the person I'm interviewing or I'm having interviewed. So my interview guy, I don't know if anyone knows, his name is Don Harold. He's been on CNBC, he's been on Yahoo Finance, he's done a lot of, and he knows how to interview. So I give him basic pointers, and then he asks the questions, and he, like, as he's doing the interview, he draws it out of the person what he needs. It's really, really good. So okay, Brian, I will. I want to get through some of these questions, and then we'll bring you on. Members area of director's cut or something else. Members area. If you're thinking about Mike's acceleration webbies, they're probably going to be in the full NHB course or Project Breakthrough, I'd imagine, or Project X or Project J. I don't think they're in a director's cut. Network Empire says that NAPs have to be exact match. Yes, Tom, James, they do. So name, address, phone number, they have to be exact for ranking your in a 7-pack or your Google, whatever they're calling it now, Google Marketplace. It's been that way since the beginning, 4 years ago. You want to make sure that everywhere you put your name, address, and phone number, it's exact. So if it's 123 Main Street, you want to spell it street. You don't want to put ST some places and street some places. You don't want to use suite some places and then the number sign. What I do is I'll go and I'll look at, if it's in the niche, I'll look how is Google displaying the addresses. Are they using they using number signs or suite addresses? Are they using street or ST or abbreviations? And however Google is showing up the majority of the addresses, that's how I use my address. And then I use that same exact address everywhere. Okay. You haven't got to my question. I emailed about 7:55 p.m. Tom, I got it, Tom. I am on it. I got a slide ready for your question. Actually, Tom, do you have a microphone? Because this is a question. I kind of covered this a little bit, I think, but Tom, do you have a microphone? Because I'll just bring you in. But I do got the answer to your question. Tommy Strickland, Tom James, Joe Kors. All right, Andrew. Yes, thanks. So you guys I probably asked a question there. Okay, so when you are streaming a video for YouTube hosting, do you need to let it stream through completely once and then stop the streaming? Kathy, I show you how to stream. You're talking about uploading, so I show you that on the YouTube Live. What happens when YouTube Live is you use something called I forget the name of it now. Whatever that software is, YouTube Cast, or what is the name of that software? Hold on, let me see. I got too much going on. I totally slipped my mind. Tubecast, I think it's called, or something. Oh, Wirecast. That's it. Okay, Wirecast. Yeah, I got my screen blanked out, so I can't tell. Wirecast. I don't know. So what Wirecast is, it's actually it's using your Wirecast actually becomes your webcam. All right, and then that's what. So when you're running that video, it's just kind of looping in Wirecast. So I let it run maybe a couple of times, or I make sure I get the whole video in there, and then I go back and I trim it. So, but you want to make sure that you stream it completely. Especially if you're going to rank it, you want the complete video in there, and then you go back and you trim it down. The beginning and the end, so you get the full video. Okay. So Gordon shares your thoughts, Chris. All right. So Stephen Saunders, I was speaking in reference to the accelerated webbies. Yeah. So I guess they're in Mike's. Stefan. I guess they're in Mike's. Under Mike's tab, if you have the full NHB program. Tom James, sorry, if you have a Google Plus NAP, all other NAPs must be exact, including commas and capitalizations, as well as phone number. Exactly, right. Everything's got to be exactly the same. Right down to if you're using parentheses or not. Now you do have to keep in mind that some directories they're going to force you to use an abbreviation where maybe elsewhere you don't use abbreviation. So you can only do it to the best that you can. If you're doing like a citation site and they won't let you put it in exact, like they keep abbreviating Ohio when you in Google it spells it out, it's okay. It's not the end of the world. Google's algorithms haven't they've improved greatly. So but wherever you could keep them exact, you want to keep them exact the best you can. Okay. All right, so let me do this. I got a couple people. I got some more questions coming in here, but I want to bring on. I got to keep people waiting to come on. So Tom, I want to bring you on, but first I want to bring on. Well, Brian, you have the question about the affiliate sites. So that might take a while. Let me see. But all right, so let me do this. Let me bring on Tom, and then I'll bring you on, Brian, because Tom's question ties in a little bit with Spencer's. And then I'll get to you, Brian. So let me see. Tom, I don't even know if you have a microphone. Did you get back to me? No microphone. What? Oh, man. All right. So let's get to Tom's question, and then I'll get to Brian. Let me find it in here. Okay. Okay, so Tom asks, thanks for the wealth of information so far. Well, thank you. So he says, I've asked this on Facebook, caught in other places, and have not yet received a response. I hope you can give me an answer. I want to be able to rank a niche in multiple cities using the same website and content. I want it to be scalable as you suggest. I would like to start with 3 cities and expand from there as necessary. I know Content does some variation of this using his personal name.com. I hope you can give me some direction as I don't want to start without a clear plan of attack. Enjoy your Webbies. Thanks for paying it forward. Tom Strickland. Well, you're welcome, Tom. Oh, first of all, sometimes so let's look at this. So here's, if I get the gist of what you're asking, is you want to do like a lead gen site, and you want to rank in multiple cities. Now I'm going to show you exactly how I do it. Now I know what Content does. It's a little different, but it's the same premise, and it's. So say, my brand is Superior Plumbing. So if you want to rank a site for lead gen, I always create a brand. I create a logo. I create a persona. Even my larger lead gen site that does, a lot of money is trademarked. Our name is trademarked and everything. So Superior Plumbing. All right, so that's going to be our main site, right? So that's my name. Now, if I want to rank that for, say, for San Diego, what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a sub-page. What the heck? I don't really use this that much. I just pulled this up for Tom's question. So say I'm going to do San Diego, right? And then oh man, I don't want that there. All right, and then say I'm going to also do another subpage, another city. We're going to use Houston, right? So what I'm going to do for San Diego is I'm going to silo this down, and I'm going to create some subpages, for San Diego, and they're going to be related keywords. So say if my main keyword's plumbing. Okay, then down here we'll do something like copper repipe, right? Or maybe I'll do, unclogged drain. I don't know. I'm not even in this niche. I just use it because it's easy. And so these would be the sub pages that would support this page. For me, I work into the equation how much it would cost to get unique content for this. So this sub-page content cost me $3 an article. I get it. I got a guy on guru.com. He spits these out for me at $3. They're unique. They sound decent, and it works, And so this page right here, okay, this is going to be my money page. So I have a writer. He charges me $50 a page to write these articles, and he writes them unique per city. So if he's writing for San Diego, he researches San Diego, and he uses San Diego in the article. Like, okay, this is our, so he really intertwines it. That's not necessary. Okay, like I said before, I know what Cotton does, and he ranks everywhere. I mean, he ranks in a lot of cities. He basically sets his up where he has, each city right here, and he just uses the same content, and he changes the phone number, address, and all that information. I know other people who do the same thing, and it works for them. Now, if you want to, the other thing I do for this is, what San Diego will have is this becomes its own, say, branch. Okay, so Superior Plumbing is my national company. Okay, I'm a franchise. I'm a national company. My branch is in San Diego. So San Diego is going to have its own Facebook, its own Twitter. It's going to have its own Yelp page. It's going to have its own social directories and all those things. It's going to have its own YouTube channel, and all those things are going to link right to here. And the way I do the URL structure is like what I showed you. It would be superiorplumbing.com/San Diego. I wouldn't put San Diego Plumbing. That's it, San Diego. So I don't know, Tom, does that answer your question? I'm just gonna wait for you to put something in a box here, because I think that's what you're asking, like how to do multiple cities with so just type in if that answers your question, or if you have another question on that. And usually, yes, thank you. Okay, and usually what I do is I don't just, when we built out this last site, we just started out with 5. I concentrate on 5 cities, and once I got those cities ranking, and once I did, I built up the authority for each of these city pages. It built the authority for the main page. Then the next 5 cities we put up were way easier to rank. And George says, do you have unique phone numbers for each? Yes. Each city has a unique phone number and a unique address and a unique Google Marketplace page. So, they all have their own Google Marketplace pages and everything. This is really they're their own branch, their own company. So that is what I do. So, all right, so good. We got that. All right, let me bring Brian on here. All right, let's see if he's still here. Brian, you still here? Just type in a box here if I can bring you on. Ken Smith says, what's Google Marketplace? That's Google Plus, Google Local, Google. They've changed the name so many times. It's like Google Business. It's just basically your Google Place. Hold on, Brian. I'm trying to find you. I got to find you and I'm mute you. All right, Brian, you there?
Hey. Yeah, I'm here, Joe. Can you hear me?
Yeah, how's it going, Brian?
Hello?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, it's going all right. Thanks for getting me on. Basically, I just wanted to know, I'm already setting up my PBNs, and I've been through a couple of other courses. As far as setting up, I know you do a lot of CPA stuff, but as far as setting up an affiliate site, how many pages are generally needed? And I know that you need your disclaimer page, at least here in the States. What about the about page, terms of service, all of that? How much content do I actually need to order to put on the site?
I guess it depends on how, are you going to try to obviously rank that site for your different terms, or are you running traffic to it, say with videos or something else?
No, I'd probably link to it from my PBNs. Asks.
Okay. All right. Ken Smith says you sound like Barack Obama. But maybe he is. Maybe Barack, he's looking for a job when he leaves the White House.
Yeah. Well, I've only got 2 more years. I'm setting up right
uh, that's a good one, Ken. Okay, so here's what I do. If you're, the way I run my affiliate stuff is if I'm testing out a program, um, I'll rank some videos, and I'll simply run those videos to a landing page. So I don't need really any content. I just need a landing page that I can collect emails. But if you're gonna create like a full-on affiliate site, then I would do the privacy policy, terms of service, and there's plugins that you can get that would
Right.
provide that all for you. And then I would basically silo out that site. I'd build it out like I'd build out any other site. Like for example, if I was going after Venus Factor, which is a very popular weight loss product, I would build out pages on it's a woman's weight loss, so I build out pages on losing weight after pregnancy or losing weight after 40, and then I build out like any other site.
Okay. All right.
I mean,
So not just 1 or 2 pages. You would silo it.
If I wanted to rank it,
3 or 4 silos out, maybe.
yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, I've seen your videos, and I don't know. It would take me just as long to do a video of your quality as it would to have something written. I don't know if I'd be able to do a video like you.
They're pretty. They're not too hard. Once you do a few. The thing is, you gotta just.
Oh, okay.
I'll tell you. You want to see a video that made me a lot of money? Let me see. And it's terrible.
Which one is that?
I'm gonna see if it's still ranking. And these weed guys would appreciate it. How do you stop smoking weed? And my site actually got hacked, and I haven't even fixed it yet. It was going to a lead gen site. Okay, so I'm right here, and this video is really not that great. I did it when I was in California. I did it in my garage, and my wife said I sounded stoned when I was on it, and all I did was a Google Hangout, and I started talking about weed and the effects and everything, and then I would run people to a landing page, which at the time I have to fix it. I might even do a video on showing how I fix it. But I would run them to this landing page that would just get them to opt in. And look, it's not even up anymore, so I don't know. I have to see what's going on. But it took them to a page that basically said, "Hey, here's a free video, and give me your email." And in the video, I don't tell them that's my landing page. It says, "Hey, I saw a great video. There's a link in here. Just you got to go to it. You got to watch the video, and just stick they want an email or something, but just stick it in and watch the video. It's going to change your life." And so people would opt in, and then what would happen is I would send them a series of email follow-ups that would take them back to my site. So I would, like, an email follow-up would be, I'd find a video on YouTube on how to stop smoking weed. I'd say, "Hey, did you see? I found this really great tip on not smoking weed," and I'd give a little bit of information, and I'd put a link. The people would press on that link. It would take them to a page on my website, and they would watch that video there. Then underneath that video would just be a simple link that took them to the product. So the whole time, I'm not selling them the product. I'm not sending them a link to a product. I'm sending them a link to information, and then but the product is there, and then people usually find it and click on it.
Okay.
I don't know. So it don't have to be fantastic. You can just put it up, and see, see what happens. Sometimes it works, sometimes it go. I mean, I got 74 dislikes. I got people cursing me out on here, and then I got some people loving it. So, you just gotta put it out. The biggest thing is you gotta start. You gotta try it, and then and then you'll make mistakes, and then you just keep going with it.
Okay. Fair enough.
All right, does that help you out?
It does. Appreciate it.
All right, thanks, Brian. All right, bye.
Bye-bye.
All right, so let's. All right, so let's get back to the questions here. And then if somehow I skipped your question, you can re-put it in here. Let's see, but I think I got everybody's. Okay, yeah, I think I'm getting to the end here. All right, let's see. Print screen. All right, let's. Okay, did that work? All right, let's see where we're at here. All right. Okay, David A says, "Hey Joe, thanks so much for your help on building a lead gen site and want to build citations and try to also rank in 7-pack. I've been looking into sites that provide virtual office addresses, but most I've looked at are kind of expensive. What is the standard price to expect for something like that? Any recommendations for sites that provide that service?" David, I kind of talk about that I have some videos on getting addresses in the main NHP course, but basically what you want to try to do is I try to find virtual offices that kind of are not mainstream, like they're ones that are national and they're huge, and then you kind of have smaller ones. If you search virtual office, you can sometimes find them. You're probably going to pay between $75 and $100. For a virtual office, you really only need it for 1 month because once you get your verification card, you don't need it anymore. And then once you have it, what you can also do is you can do a change of address, so that send a change of address card in, and then even after you stop paying, any mail that goes there is going to come to you anyway. I know one thing that Cotton does is he uses his own address, and then 5 days later, he says he could change the address to any address he wants without an issue. Excuse me. So I don't know. I haven't tried that yet, but it's worked for him, and I think other people have done that too. So you can also give that a try. Okay, Michael Dodd. For video creation, I do not live near my clients, as in a smaller country town. What ways do you suggest to do a video for a potential client, then rank? Michael, you can do a few things. You can do the interview like we were talking about. You can do, you can make a video. You can take pictures, have them give you some pictures, and make a video from that. Or you can hire somebody. So there are freelancers, and there was a company, it was called Turn Here, that I used to use a lot. They've changed their name, but it was Turn Here Local. Let me see if I can. Let me see if I can find them. They totally changed their name. Let me see. All right. Because I snaked their videos, okay? But okay, Smart Smart Shoot Global. Okay, so these guys, I've used them before because I have clients throughout the country, and sometimes you want to do a live video. And these guys are pretty good. They're kind of like an Elance for videographers. So you give them a price range, they'll give you some people to choose from. If you tell them what you're doing, like saying, "Hey, I'm a marketer. I have clients all over the U.S." They'll assign you. I know I had my own rep, and they gave me a great deal. They cut prices for me because I used them so much. So you can do that. They also have an affiliate program. So I don't know. So there's a lot. This is a pretty good company that I've used. And I'm sure there's other companies like them out there. Okay, George O'Brien. Joe, do you get a unique phone number? Yeah. Okay. Yes. Yep. All right? I answered a lot of these. Barack Obama. What are the check marks next to the search results in the browser? Oh, that's my that is my software, my safety software, or this right here. It's Avast free it's antivirus. AVAST. It's actually a really good antivirus software. It'll clear up if you have any little virus or anything on your computer. It clears it right out. So those check marks just are telling me that those sites are safe. Do you keep comments open on YouTube, George O'Brien? Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. Like for that weed video, I shut them off. One, because some of the comments were pretty crude, and then two. Hold on a second, I'm getting some. And then, can you guys still hear me okay? Huh. All right, I'm getting some feedback. All right, there. Okay, it's gone. Okay, so yes now, but please repeat last answer and comment. Okay. Do you keep comments open on YouTube? Okay, that was the last one, Carrie. So I do sometimes. I close them sometimes. Like the weed one, I was getting rude comments. Plus, people were dropping affiliate links in the comments. So they'd be like, "Oh yeah, check out my marijuana program," or, and they put their link in there because you could put links in YouTube comments now. So now for a lot of my affiliate stuff, I'll set to approve them. So they'll be open, and then I'll go in once a week and approve them. I don't do it. My outsourcer does. She goes in once a week, or depending on the video, maybe once a month, and she'll go through and just approve the ones that aren't rude or don't have links in them. All right, so okay, let's take one more shot of this. Okay, print screen. Whoa. All right. All right, so Tom James says, when you are approaching promoting an affiliate product with YouTube, do you create a few in different styles? Talking head, sketch, PowerPoint, using a core script with variations, or create one and just go after it? Reason for asking is split testing for best conversion. Yeah, Tom, I do split test, and that's I do split test, and you can split test by trying different types of videos, mixing the script up a little bit, doing, for where I really kind of change the videos around a lot is for my lead gen stuff, because I'm kind of using I use the core video for different cities, so I change the intro and the outro and the type of video just to mix it up. For affiliate stuff, I try to do talking head videos where I can, but in other circumstances, I may do a doodle video or something like that. But the more real the video is, especially for affiliates, I find the better. But definitely split test. I'm always split testing videos and offers and everything else. All right, so okay, Corey says, I own whalewatchalaska.com, which makes me a ton of money. But I did a redirect when I started it to whalewatchalaska.com/Juno to help with local listings since I was just beginning SEO. I have problems ranking it and also messed up using SEO Nuke. Oof. Any thoughts for repair? At one point when I did it right, our phone rang 305 times a day. Your video cracked me up on terribleness. I have one on whale watching, which is horrible, but making money on YouTube since it ranks #1 for whale watching. Yeah, I mean, you'll be surprised. Like, you know, as marketers, we build up in our head that things have to be just perfect, but really, you just got to get in front of people, and people want to go with someone that sounds legit. You know, like if I'm talking about being addicted to weed and I'm totally, polished and I have a white background and I'm, talking real smooth, I'm probably not going to, I might lose some trust. But, if I'm in my garage, then, people might, for that situation. But anyway, as far as this whale watching, I think what you'd have to do is I'd definitely run a detox on your site. And then you want to disavow all the links you did from SEO Nuke, SE Nuke. There are some people in the group that are really experts at cleaning sites up. I don't know if is your site penalized, Corey? Like, is it not ranking anywhere? Is it de-indexed? Is it just on page 2? Plus, you can also, if it's totally toast, you can create a new site and just rank, start ranking another site if you want. But, I would definitely try to revive it somehow or build a new one. And in the meantime, I'd be making more videos and trying to get those videos ranked. Especially if you're doing whale watching, if you can include some whales in there, that's fantastic. It moves all the time from page 2 to all the way up to #1 nationwide. Well, that's pretty good. Corey, you may just need to do like a link detox on it. And I know Jimmy has a course on detox. What I would say is you can throw this in a Network Empire and ask Jimmy about it. But there is a site, I forget the name of it now. I think it's called Link Detox. And they have a really good algorithm, and they can get rid of all your bad links. And then I would just start doing some domain stacking to it. And you'd probably get that thing right back up there. Because it seems like if it's still on page 2 and it's going to page 1, then you're probably not penalized as of yet. All right, let me... all right, I'm losing my voice here, but let's see. All right. Link. Tom Strickland says link research tools. Yeah, that's the one. I mean, I've been using that thing for a couple of years, and it works really well. It's $137 a month. So what I do is, I get it. For me, if I have a bad site, I'll get it, and then I'll just use it for 1 month. I don't keep it unless that's my business, All right, so Andy Heap says, "Hi Joe, I'm not sure if my question was missed, so I've reposted it again. New question. I have a photographer client and I've suggested tagging the JPEG files with keywords before loading them to his website. Have you tagged images, and can you advise on how far to go with tagging?" Yeah. All right. So, I mean, I've been tagging images, yes. And you can do the file name, and doing the file name works. And, you could stop there, and you've done more than most people. Now, yeah, there is some other stuff you can do. Let me see if I can locate a picture, and I'll show you. Because you can actually go, if it's a JPEG, you can actually go into the properties of the JPEG. Okay. All right, I got one. Okay. All right, let me just move some stuff around here. All right, so here's, what the heck? Oh, man. All right, hold on a second. Let me, it's not letting me bring this over. I can't bring it over because it's on my desktop. So let's do this. Let me see here. All right, I'm gonna do this. All right, there. You guys could see my messy monitor. I don't think I have anything on here. Here's a JPEG, right? So what we're gonna do is you just go in here and you go to properties. Okay, once we go to properties, we're gonna go to details. So in here you can put a title, you can put a subject, you can put some tags, you can put some comments. You know, so you can definitely add your keywords in here also. I wouldn't, stuff them. I wouldn't put the same keyword over and over again. I'd make a title with the keyword in it. I'd put the subject in. I put my tags with different LSI versions of that keyword. If you're going to do a comment, I'd write a sentence here. And then that way you can add the keyword here, but you can also add the LSI or related keywords here also if you wanted to. I used to do that a lot. To be honest, I don't really do that much anymore, but you can do that. All right, let's go back. Okay, so Carrie says, if you set up a lead gen site that is yours and not your client's, how does it work for prospects wanting to know where the business is? If they look on your map location of your lead gen site, they will see a different location from where the business is going to be, where you sell the leads. Okay, and Carrie, all my lead gen clients are service. So I only do lead gen sites for people that visit people's houses. So they're contractors, different things like that. If you were going to do lead gen for attorneys or dentists, that's a little different. That's going to be tough because when you get in the maps, right, they're going to want to click your listing, and it's going to take them to some odd address. So I don't know. I do know some people do it for lawyers. I'd imagine if it was me and I was going to do like lead gen for a divorce lawyer, I wouldn't even really probably get in the maps. I'd probably do it or if I was going to do it in the maps, I'd probably hide the address, even though that's not what you're supposed to do. But that's kind of why I like to stick to service. When I'm doing lead gen, I like to stick to service people. Now, if people are, you could put a question to Facebook and say, hey, is anyone doing lead gen for dentists or lawyers? What do you do about the location? And see what people say. But like for me, I always take the path of least resistance. So I don't really deal with that. All right, Corey, man, it moves all the time. All right, yes, okay, good, Corey. Yeah, Corey, I think you got a great site there, man. I think that's awesome. I have a site too in the tourist niche, and in the season it makes a ton of money. All right, so let me just go back down here and get the next set of questions. All right. Okay. All right. So I got the next set right here. All right. Spencer, I guess this is how I do a place's markup. I create different Google business pages for different cities and put NAP on all different pages. Is that correct? Can I use NAP on all? Thanks. Okay, Spencer, I guess this is how I do places. I create different Google business pages, yes. For different cities, yes. And put NAP on all different pages, yes. Yes, that's correct. So, like if you're doing San Diego, then your name, address, phone number for San Diego would be on the San Diego page, right? And that's what you would use in your directories and your Google Plus page, all of that. That's correct. Okay, JD. Detox reports can be purchased on Fiverr for $40 each, much cheaper than one-off reports than the link research tool. Great tip, JD. Thank you very much. So, you guys, if you're thinking of doing a link detox, you can get a link detox report for $40 from Fiverr. JD says so. Thank you, JD, for giving us that tip. All right, George O'Brien. Joe, with image tags, does impact keyword density concerns? Yeah, I mean, I mostly. Hold on, I'm checking my Skype. Oh no. I mostly just sorry about that. Someone Skyped me. I wanted to see if that was my interview guy. Okay, so I mostly really tag my keywords. I mean my pictures for when I'm doing my directories and my citations. When I'm doing the website, yeah, you got to really be careful with the website. So I'll do, I may put a keyword in there, but it's going to be like a variation, or it's going to be an LSI, like plumbing. I'll put, San Diego, Superior Plumbing, San Diego location, or Superior Plumbing, repiping truck, or something like that sometimes, and I'll put in a longer tail keyword. But yeah, it will affect your density when you do, and with pictures inside your website, it's the alt tag where you want to put the keyword. So Tom James, follow up. In a competitive niche, it seems like producing and promoting different videos for the same offer could be more work, expense than it might be worth, versus creating a single talking head video and go for it first and then test out from there. I may be overanalyzing. Thoughts? Yeah, I mean, Tom, that's what you can just create a bunch of talking head videos and see how they convert. Once you start getting leads and making money, you could put up other videos. Let me take this out. You could put up other videos, and that's yeah. I mean, that's usually what I do is, I'll do some talking head videos and I'll see what kind of traffic starts coming in. Then if I want to expand it out, I'll do some sparkle videos or something like that. But for me, I have people already on staff that do that. If I was just starting, I would just do some talking head videos. Corey Mann, how many map lists? Andy says, thanks, Joe. Great Webby. Thanks, Andy. I'm glad you appreciate it, and I'm glad that you came and you're asking great questions. All right, Corey, how many map listings can you do for your home without getting penalized? The 7-pack is what I'm talking about. Corey, I mean, it would really depend on, I wouldn't do, like, if you're using your home and you're like doing a bunch of different niches, I wouldn't recommend that. I would usually use my home address for, maybe 1 or 2. As far as like if you're changing the address now later, I don't know. That's I don't know. Like the whole changing the address 5 days later, I might test it out. I haven't done it. I mean, that's something you could probably ask Cotton about too. I'm sure he knows about that. But if you're just using your home address, I would just stick to like, if you're doing the whale watching, sure you can probably do that whale watching from your house. But like I wouldn't then do a plumbing site, because then you're just going to be putting too many. It's just going to be too confusing. You can get yourself tripped up. All right, so let's see. Hey Brian, thank you, man, for coming. Tell Michelle Obama we said hi and the kids. Stephen Saunders. Russell suggests I try to use SoundCloud to rank and upload until I can get my main site out of penalty. I uploaded a demo for one of my products. Would you recommend, say, an IFT link wheel to backlink it, or what? Stephen. Saunders. I don't know what Russell recommended for SoundCloud. And your main site's in penalty. I mean, yeah, you could use the IFT link wheel. I mean, it'll it'll help rank it. And Stefan, I don't even know if I'm saying your name, if it's Steven or Stefan, but you have the site, right? Yours is a site with all the music, right? The Christian music or the gospel music. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I mean, IFTT will definitely work for that. I mean, if you have a mic, I could bring you on. I know you didn't have a mic last week, but we could talk about it if you have one. George O'Brien, if doing multiple MDs at one location, would you change like street to street, create a unique one with each doctor's suite, etc.? You're doing multiple NDs at one location. No, I wouldn't. Man, I wouldn't necessarily change it. I wouldn't mess around with the street and the ST or anything else like that. I'd have to think about that. Because I did have that years ago. I had 2 dentists at one location. So I don't know. I don't know what I would do. I have to think about it. You could rank the location. Like if you're gonna do. I mean, is each doctor, do they want their own Google business page? Is it one business? Are they all under one business, or do they all have their own business practice in the same building? Or are they connected? If they're not connected at all, you could probably just create suite numbers. Oh, each MD is a separate corp, share the office. I would try to create different suite numbers because I've done that before and it works for me. I'm not going to guarantee you it's going to work. I'm not going to guarantee it's going to work because you just never know. Here's what I would do. If it's the same building, because I owned businesses before in buildings, and I've created suite numbers out of nowhere, and mail start going to it. So what I would do is I would create some suite numbers, and I would send a card or a letter to each of the suite numbers and see if the mail arrives. If the mail arrives, then your Google card's going to arrive. And then if you have different suite numbers, the problem's solved. Adrian Cooper. Hi, Joe. When you are trying a new niche in affiliates, do you start a new Google account and then a new YouTube channel and ditch it if it is no good, or do you use existing channel? If I'm trying a new niche, I create a new channel. I mean, you could, try to rank a video in your own channel if you want. But usually if I'm starting a niche, I research it, and I usually just try to create the other channel, because what I'm trying to do is create a persona. I'm not just trying to push products. I'm trying to create a person who has a problem, who found a solution, and this is the solution they found, right? So I'm not just pushing products. So I'm trying to get people to trust me. So if I'm selling affiliate products all out of the same channel, I lose a lot of trust that way. All right, so it looks like we're at the end of the questions. George says, great, George. I'm glad I helped you. Kathy Sebastian has left the building. So she says, thank you. You're welcome. All right, so I'm just going to hit up some of these other questions that we have here that I haven't got to yet. I still got some here. Let's see where we're at. Okay, we did Jeff. We did. Okay, let's get to it. Oh man, we're pushing 2 hours here. Let me I'm gonna cut the sound. I gotta cough real quick because I've had this cold, so I don't want you to hear me coughing. Here's what I'm gonna do, because it's getting kind of late and I can't even talk anymore. I mean, my throat's getting kind of scratchy. So I have these questions, and I'm going to go over these questions. I'm going to record my answers to these questions, and then I'll have David post them. It's going to probably take me too long right now to go through them. But let's see. Stephen Saunders has a mic, so and then you could correct me on if I've been saying your name wrong. I'm gonna unmute you now, and I'll just talk with Stefan here. And are you there, Stefan?
Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yeah. Let me.
How you doing?
Good. Am I pronouncing your name right, or is it Stefan or Stephen?
Actually, close to it. Close to it is Stephen. It's still with the PH sound phonetically, but you pronounce the first E with I guess, E. So Stephen.
Stephen. Okay. Well, good. At least I wasn't. All right. Fantastic.
Oh yeah. Yeah, but Russell, he suggested that I try that technique of since SoundCloud has such a high domain authority, it's like 93. And so now I was looking to use the method that Cotton Grammar had, where you go and get a IFTTT profile, or I'm sorry, link wheel, and but you would need to put a feed in there from SoundCloud. But the only thing is that I can't do a feed unless I have a podcast, and the demos I have are like only 30 seconds long that qualify as a podcast.
How long do they have to be for a podcast?
Well, I tell you what, it goes through a manual review.
Um,
And so I know that would qualify as a podcast.
I mean, like, yeah, I don't know, because I think SoundCloud is on IFTT, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
But
Exactly.
in order to get to work, you have to put the feed in there, because sometimes they'll.
Unless I'm misunderstanding it.
Well, let me see, because I've been using IFTT for a long time. And then two, I guess because he had somebody on there, right? Who do you have on? Someone who's really good at it.
Yeah, it was
Armando, yeah.
saying it. Matter of fact, he's right here in Houston.
Oh, man, I would ask him too if you can get a hold of him. But if he's ever used it with SoundCloud. But, I mean, what I would try with IFT, I would just try to, did you try to just log in and see if it connects? Because IFTT doesn't connect through the RSS feed. So basically what will happen is anything you post to SoundCloud, IFT just kind of grabs it. So I would try that. I would try to just activate it, and you can upload to SoundCloud, right? Your audios.
Yes.
Okay. I would try to activate it and see if the recipe will run through.
Okay. So let me make sure I understand correctly. So even if I have some demos already uploaded to SoundCloud, it should go back and pick those up.
No, yeah, I don't think it's gonna pick the old ones up. Usually the recipe has to be triggered by new ones, but I mean, so unless you just put new ones up or create another SoundCloud account. But
Well, I only uploaded one, so
well, I guess you can see the triggers. Okay, so I don't know. Let's look. No, you don't see so each IFTT they have triggers. Like YouTube, it could be any new public track, but see any new public like. So you could be if you connect your SoundCloud and you go in and you publicly like your track, then that'll cause the trigger. See that? So. Excuse me. So sometimes the triggers are different things. New track from search. So what I would do is I would look at the different triggers and then see if you can trigger it. So I think you could probably trigger those old ones.
Okay, I'll give that.
Yeah. All right.
All right, appreciate
Cool, man. Well, good. I'm glad I got you on, Stephen.
Hey, that'll work.
All right, man. We'll see you later. All right,
take care.
bye. All right, guys. Let's see. I am. Yeah. So I think we're gonna call it. I got a couple of questions here. I'm just gonna try to get to you, and then I'll go through these other questions later. I'm just getting a little hoarse. All right. All right, so
I feel like Joe is gone. I'm just gonna jump on really late in case you.
whoa, what was that?
No.
All right, I don't know what happened there. Getting some feedback on that. All right, so I don't know where that feedback came from, but let's see here. Okay, let's see. I got all this. Andy Heaps. Hi, Joe. New question. You went through the example of running multiple cities from one website. What I wasn't clear on is how do you keep the URL for the cities separate? Like Cotton's website, cottongrammar.com, is his St. Louis site, and then cottongrammar/Chicago is another website with the same homepage. I don't know his site like in and out. I'm pretty sure that the way he has his site set up is like cottongrammar.com/Chicago, and Chicago's a page. I don't think he's got set up in separate directories. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure he just has separate pages. So, what I would do is I would just create a separate page for each city. That's it. I don't know if that answered your question or not. Gordon Chow, 2 hours, great stuff. I want to say that's great, Webbies. Yeah, Gordon, we'll see you next week. It's pretty late. A lot of people signed off already. So, listen, guys, don't forget, come by next week. We're gonna have a special guest coming by. So hopefully we'll see you there. All right, I am gonna be signing off now. Shoot. All right, I'll be signing off. All right, talk to you guys later.